Happy International Women's Day to all my beautiful, talented. Actually, why am I starting off with beautiful? Why is that the first word that I think of when I think of women? Ambitious, talented, motivated, inspiring, jaw-dropping, eloquent, articulate, hustlers. I usually don't make videos like this. I tend to make motivational videos where I give myself advice, but I think this is really important, seeing as it was Women's Day, and I think the topic is just something that I wish someone gave me when I was in my early 20s or in my teens. And the topic is to get mad. Get angry. Get mad. If you see injustice in the world or you experience it, I want you to use that rage. Because it's not okay. If someone touches you without your consent, it's not okay. It's illegal. How many times have I gone to a house party and a guy thought it was so funny he's going to grab my ass? And other girls told me that, oh, it's not a big deal, Saisha. You're making a scene. It's not okay. If someone has touched you, or if someone has said a comment in a way that made you feel disrespected, objectified, or just like it was unnecessary, it's not okay. You can tell them that, by the way. If someone says, oh my god, you're looking like kind of blah 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 in that dress or whatever, you can be like, oh, thank you, I didn't ask for your opinion. You don't owe people anything, okay? But you do owe them basic respect. People think that respect is a very abstract concept. The main thing that women keep asking men for is, oh, basic respect, respect, respect. What does it mean? I had a debate with my dad about it the other day, and he was saying that one of the main failings of feminism is that the things that women want, they're not able to articulate it in a way that men can understand. For example, he was like, okay, Saisha, what do women want? And I said, we want to be respected. So what does it mean to be respected? And even though it seems like an abstract concept, it's not that difficult, really. Don't go out of your way to belittle, dominate, or subjugate someone else. That's pretty straightforward. Don't bully someone. Don't touch people without asking them. Why is it funny that someone grabs your ass at a party? Why is that acceptable? And why is it even more acceptable for other women to tell me to keep my mouth shut? You're supposed to be supporting me. You're supposed to be on the same side. Because, honey, they're gonna come for you too. I hate to break it to you, but the people, the opinions or whatever you think that it is that makes you cool or edgy or I'm not like other girls, you will also suffer at the hands of the patriarchy. And that goes for men as well. I think the biggest failings of feminism is not having dialogue where men think that women's rights are human rights. Half of the world are women, if that's how you choose to identify, by the way. I should put that caveat in that debate. You don't care about women's rights. You don't care about humans. Let's start there. And I hate that in order to get people to want to be a part of the conversation of feminism or equality, we have to relate some kind of role. It has to be, oh, well, you're going to have a mother. You're going to have a daughter. What about a human being? If, let's say right now I look feminine, or what, even though my hair is uncombed or whatever, right? Let's say I shave my head, then that's not really a gendered, and you just see a picture of my face, right? There's no real gendered way to identify me, socially, because I don't have long hair and I don't have makeup, though this is from last night. So, why is it that you have to respect me because I'm a girl, I'm a daughter, I'm a wife, I'm a mother? Why can't you respect me because I'm a human being? I wouldn't go ahead to another human being and want them to feel crap about themselves. I wouldn't go ahead and do things that would make them uncomfortable. So why is it only when you see a woman's role in society in relation to men do you then think she's worthy of respect? That's a very valid question, and it's a really important one to ask yourself as well when you engage in these debates or these kind of dialogues. Another one that I want to get to is women who think that you don't need feminism. Now, I think there is a huge misunderstanding about what feminism is and what feminism isn't. I also think there are lots of failings within feminism itself, just based on the fact that there's no real dialogue between men and women, and what does a good ally look like, right? For example, I'm heterosexual, but I occupy a lot of queer spaces. I go to a lot of queer events, blah, blah, blah. But what does it mean to be a good ally? What does it mean to be a good ally? If I'm on a tube and I see a gay couple and someone's gonna beef them, I will also square up, because I don't want to see injustice. I don't think you should suffer because you love somebody else and you're homosexual. The same way that I would square up if I saw someone being racist to some. Do you get what I'm saying? So when we talk about allyship, or you talk about activism, it's really useful to, of course, post about it, discuss, advocate. But what I really want to know is, what are you doing in the real world? When your homeboys are making that casual rape joke, what are you doing? It may be a joke, right? It may be funny as a joke, but that's a lot of women's lived experiences, is feeling uncomfortable in the very space that they occupy, whether that's from being hypersexualized when you don't want to be sexualized. Look at any one of my YouTube videos. I'm literally here talking to you with no makeup. My hair is not combed, and I guarantee there will be one comment being like, oh my god, you're so cute, or whatever. Like, it's irrelevant to the conversation. As much as I love having my ego stroked and you telling me that I'm attractive, that is not relevant to what we're talking about, right? So when we talk about International Women's Day, feminism, and all these kind of things, and you think that we don't need feminism, I want you to actually comprehend this very simple argument that I'm about to explain to you. The body, right? The body, the vessel that you occupy, is inherently political. Why? Because you can't occupy certain spaces without certain limitations being a woman. Therefore, you still need feminism. If you society, whether you agree with me or not, if you think that women can't walk around like safely at night, why? Because of the bodies that they occupy. Because why? Because they're subject to the gaze. They're subject to being objectified. Or if not objectified, let's even go on the flip side on the body. Just because, why not? Unrealistic beauty standards. Finding self-worth through the way you look, etc., etc., etc. Like honestly, let's go to educational disparities. Let's go to a lack of agency. Let's go to marriage. Let's go to emotional labor, or just relationships. And you know what? Imagine if every girl started rape. We all know these things, right? We know it's a lived experience. The same way as someone who is a person of color, I can't change being, well, you can't see it right now, I can't change being brown. I'm Indian. I can't change that. The same way I can't change do you get what I'm saying? So those kind of things are a lived experience, and it's very interesting when you notice the link between the personal and the political and how those two interact. Anyway, so this was my little 2 cents about feminism, Women's Day, and to any brilliant, ambitious, articulate, confident, bold, to my bold women, this is for you. Keep using your rage, keep doing your thing, and never change. Because I want to live in a world where when I have a daughter, there is no limitation to what she can do or can't do. It's safe for her to exist in this vessel of being a woman and like going out into the world. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. I want to see a dream world. I know it's not going to be 50 years. I know it's not going to be 100. And also, if you think we don't need feminism, please just read up any stats. 1 in 3 women report that in their lifetime they have experienced a certain form of sexual violence. Okay. And by the way, I think that stat's completely wrong. I think it's 1 in 1. Pick up any woman, any girl, any race, any age, any income bracket. They have felt uncomfortable in their body, and they have felt unsafe at least once. Whether that was by a comment, whether that was by someone staring at them, whether that was by someone taking videos without their whatever it was. That's the part that breaks my heart the most. Is that it doesn't matter that you and me are from different countries where we have a completely different socioeconomic status, we have different education, whatever. Any woman has experienced that at some point. My mom used to always tell me when I was growing up, I was so scared of men. like when they would make me uncomfortable. For example, I'd go to India in the summer and they stare a lot. And it just made me so uncomfortable. I hated why they stare. Like, why are they staring at me? I put sunglasses on in the plane, and just like a bunch like other things that I'll make videos on. And my mom used to tell me, I used to like look up to my aunt because my aunt was so bold and just unapologetic. Asha Masi, if you're watching this, you're amazing. Or Chaya Masi, if you're watching this, and they just like they kuch fikr nahi karte yaar. They what I'm saying is like they just didn't care. Like they would call them out on it. Why are you staring at me? Why did you talk to me like that? That's not okay. You can't treat me like that. And I used to want to be like that. I used to be like, oh my god, when will I ever be so bold? And now I am. Someone try and do the things that like they did to me like when I was 12, 13, 15, the comments, the whatever, the staring, the da-da-da. I will call you out on it. I'm not scared anymore. I'm not scared. Come! Please! I beg you. And that's what I mean. Use your rage. Like okay, for example, I was at Canning Town Station the other day and I saw this young girl and some uncle touched her knee. I thought it was like someone who knew her. He was quite older than her. And she turned around and she's like, what are you doing? And I thought it was her dad or her uncle. So I was like, And then I immediately got me and like all her friends and like, hey, you weirdo, you pee, whatever. Like, yeah, why are you touching her knee? You don't know her. That's so weird. They were on the escalator and he just like, I think he like tapped her knee or something. But it was just really weird. I'm like, what the hell? Weirdo. Use your rage, be an ally, stand up for injustice and have those difficult conversations. Please have them. I used to always get made fun of in school for being like, I remember the boys in school would be like, oh, Sasha's she cares so much about gender equality, she cares so da-da-da-da-da. Okay, yeah, I care. It's my lived experience. I care. Sorry, I care about injustice. 1 in 3. It's 1 in 1. It's 1 in 1. Have any Okay, I'll give you another example. One of my really good friends, Lorenzo, shout out Lorenzo if you're watching this, we had a conversation about what would you do for a day if you became a girl. First of all, his answer was like quite comedic. He's like, oh, I'd like check my body out and then it got to like, I was like, you'd hate to be a woman. Being a woman is horrible. Like, and he was like, what do you mean? I was like, men stalk you, men follow you, they make you feel unsafe, this. And we had, bless Lorenzo, I wish every guy had the openness and he just like listened in a willing way and we engaged in a conversation which changed his opinion or like informed him, right? Because people don't, I guess people just aren't having these conversations, or maybe people don't like to hear people who think differently from them. I don't really know what, but he was, after our conversation, it was quite long, it was like 2 or 3 hours, and this was in the music studio, by the way, he's a producer, he was telling me, you know what, after talking to you about all the things that you experienced growing up, seeing this, seeing that, la 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 la, it makes so much sense now about what happened to my sister. I was like, what? He was like, she used to tell me, like, she used to go running around Italy and she stopped going on these runs because men would stalk her. And I used to think she was making it up. I'd be like, oh, no one's stalking you. And then he's like, after these conversations, I fully believe that she wasn't, like, okay, I get it now. And I'm like, yeah. So have those conversations, man. They're so important. Sometimes people just don't know because, I don't know, because I guess people aren't having those conversations, and also, but at the same time, I don't know, it's a very fine line between, like, having important conversations and feeling like I need to educate you on women's rights. I don't need to educate you on women's rights because women's rights are human rights. Just be a decent human being. The same thing, the analogy that I said with, like, how would I treat another human being on the street? Then again, maybe my baseline treatment is just a lot higher than most individuals. And if that's the case, that's just, like, very concerning for humanity overall. But, yeah, to my badass, bold, ambitious women, keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing. Don't let nobody, a girl, a man, your family, I don't care, whoever is hating on you, don't pay attention to them. Keep doing your thing. Keep doing it. And if you feel that something happened to me and that wasn't right, they shouldn't have done that, say something. You're fully allowed to. I know we love to normalize, like, oh my god, like, he just, or like other girls normalized it in high school for me, like, oh, he just grabbed my ass, but like, that's what happens at party. No, it's not okay. Why did he grab your ass? Why did they do that though? That's not okay. I'll never forget, like, one time, in uni, this guy, like, grabbed my ass, and I grabbed his ass back, and I saw literally the light drain out of his eyes, and he was like, oh, and I was like, oh, and he's like, why did you do that? And I'm like, why did you do that? Because you made that decision first, just saying. So speak up, use your rage. You see something wrong, you see something that's not fair, say something about it. Don't just post, like, obviously, like, activism, whatever, online activism, fine, fair, but, like, if you see something in real life, that's when I actually want to see your activism. Are you having those difficult conversations? Are you engaging with people who think differently from you? Are you trying to have meaningful, impactful discussions? I could go on and on about women's rights and feminism and gender equality forever. That's just because it's my lived experience. Reflect on yours. What is your lived experience? Are you POC? Are you queer? Are you a woman? How do you identify? How does the political and the personal interact for you on a day-to-day basis? And how can you be a better ally to spaces that you are, to other people and other communities that you're maybe not a part of, but that you could help out? Thoughts, food for thought. Can you tell I'm a political science student studying at the London School of Economics? I don't know. Hopefully you can. Hopefully my professors are watching this video. Probably not though. Alright, love you and leave you. Saisha Hayes, we out.